What's going on, everybody? The Arrow chain devs and the community have been pretty busy lately, so let's take a look at what they've been up to. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the SavageMine YouTube channel. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about crypto mining and crypto related projects, you can get an almost daily dose of it just by clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell right now so you don't miss out on anything. Thanks to all those liking, sharing, and subscribing, or liking and sharing the videos and the channel info. You guys are awesome. And thanks to the recent subscribers, iFarm, Biggie7497, Rick Stiller, Frank Nagy, and Joe G. You all rock, and I just wanted to thank you personally for subscribing to the channel. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter. It's kind of boring right now over there, and it seems like there's a lot of people leaving. It's kind of crazy. I mean, today you would think that with what the market was doing that it would be pretty busy over there, but not really. But I do keep you updated on what's going on with this YouTube channel, and sometimes I run polls and to help decide what we'll be looking at on the live stream. So it's interactive, and you may actually help determine what the video content will be about that night. So it's kind of cool, back and forth over there. Also, let me show you what I am mining. I am still mining Raven on NVIDIA, and I'm still mining Rio on AMD, along with Monero on the CPU. The Rio is GPUs on this rig, and Monero is the CPU. That's why it's only 61 hash. Not a lot. And Raven, I've been mining that since the fork and been doing pretty good with that, accumulating a little bit here or there. So that's looking pretty good. And then on the shared rigs, these are the block ring rigs that are co-owned. I don't own these rigs outright. They have been on conceal since March, and we are just staying on it. And I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this or not, but this rig right here was, after like a day, it would go to 0 kilohash right here on the display. Although if I checked the stats on it, it was still mining and everything was fine. So I did some checking, and I noticed that it had like a little bit of an older version of simple mining. So I went ahead over the weekend and upgraded that to the latest version, or one of the latest versions. Actually, I think I made sure it was pretty much the same version as this one. And it seems like it has fixed that problem. And it wasn't really a problem, it just kind of looked weird because you would see 0 kilohash right here whenever you knew that it was actually mining and everything was good. So I think I got that squared away, so that's good. Let's go ahead and look at the market real quick. It was actually looking pretty good today, but I don't really know what to think about this as far as whether or not it's going to keep going this way. I like the link though. I have a little bit of link, so that one's been doing really well. I think recent low was something like $1.50, or maybe even a little less than that. So getting back up to 238 is looking pretty strong. ETH is looking all right. BTC is looking all right. It's finally nice to see some green, but I'm not going to get too excited about it. No telling what's going to happen. All right, so let's look at coin market cap, and let's go through my top 10 list. Number 1 is Conceal. They're up just a little bit today. Number 2 is Raven. They're up exactly the same amount. That's weird, as far as percentage, right? 573. Oh no, it was a little different. My bad. I thought it was the same. I was like, what? All right, so 5.9, almost 6%. They finally broke out of that little 3-cent range that they were in for such a long time because of the ASIC price suppression dumping on the market. Let's go ahead and look at Swap. Swap's up just a little bit. Looking good there. Then we got Rio. Rio's looking all right. At least they're not down. They're still below 2 cents there. Loki, I'm getting this really strong feeling about Loki. I feel like some really cool stuff is about to happen with them. So now I hadn't even looked at what they were doing today, so this doesn't surprise me given my little bit of a feeling about what's going on with them. If you're not familiar, but they recently did one of the things that Loki's working on is LokiNet, and it's like a decentralized network basically, and like I say it wrong. It's not a VPN, but it's like its own private network. And they recently did a conference call. I don't know if it was a video conference call or if it was just voice or what. A dev meeting over that network, so that kind of like proves that it works, right? And in the past, I've played around with it a little bit. I never could really get it to work. Yeah, that's cool news. Good to see them actually moving a little bit. Now let's look at Zell. Zell's up pretty good. They got a lot of stuff going on. Good grief. Yeah, super busy over there too. And we'll look at Vail. Vail's up a little bit. Creeping up there. And then Arrow. Arrow's not on here, but that's what we are actually going to be talking about tonight a little bit more. So we'll get into that. And then Bitcash. Bitcash finally got their fork completed and network upgrade, and well, not network upgrade, but the upgrades that they were looking at doing are actually in there now, and they're GPU mineable again. I believe on Friday, whenever we talked about, I want to say I talked about Bitcash then, and they had some problems with the fork. They were forking to X16R v2, but the problems that they were experiencing didn't have anything to do with the algorithm. It was just other features that they were implementing at the same time. So they got all that worked out. It had to do with how the headers were submitted to the pool, and where the what's it called? Where the I'm gonna forget the word. I can't remember. Drawing a blank. Anyway, there was some data issues with submitting information to the pool. Pricing information, that's what it was. It was something to do with pricing information. And so anyway, it looks like they got it all worked out, and now they are back on GPU mining, or GPU mineable. I don't know if they've updated the wallet and they've done all that stuff yet. I think that was relatively new that they got it worked out. So I don't know if there's a updated wallet that has the updated miner in it and all that stuff, because Bitcash you can mine from right within the wallet. And I've done videos on Bitcash before, so if you want to figure out what I'm talking about, just go back to my Bitcash playlist and there's information in there about it. Right here, like mining Bitcash. Right here is where in this video I'm talking about the in-wallet miner plus, rig mining as well. So check that out if you're interested in that kind of thing. And then we'll also look at AION. AION's up pretty good today. They're up above that 7 cent mark. That's good. That's good to see. All right, let me check the chat, see what's going on over here. What's up, Jay Bohanna and Crypto Mikhail? What's up, man? All right, so let's get into a little bit. If there's something else y'all want me to look up, just throw it in the chat over there, and I'll throw it up here to see what's up with it. But if there's nothing else to talk about, let's go ahead and get into the content a little bit here. So let's get on with Arrow. Since the last time that we talked about ARW, they've done a lot of updates. I've got several videos on ARW. I don't think I have an ARW playlist. I don't think. Probably need to make one because I've got quite a few videos on them. Let's see here. Well, I say quite a few, but it was at least, I think 3 or 4. Yeah, like these right here. So a couple months ago. So since we've done these videos, there's been quite a lot of updates. So let's look at what's going on. The last time that we looked at them, they didn't even have a website that was functional. It just said, I don't know if it said coming soon or what, but it might have just had like their tagline, something about truly private digital cash or something like that, I think is all it said. So now they've got the website updated. It's all up to date. It looks nice. They've got all their pertinent information on here. So it's actually live and useful. Link to the wallet. They got the Explorer, white papers, social media contacts, and some frequently asked questions as well. But what exactly is ARW? You might be wondering, because it is brand new. So some people are like, what is this ARW thing you're talking about? And ARW is truly private digital cash, and they have a focus on end user interface and ease of use. They are a fork of Zcash with mandatory privacy that doesn't inherit the Zcash block height, so they start at block 1. And the big difference is that you cannot turn off the privacy features. All the transactions are shielded no matter what. So it doesn't allow you to choose, don't use privacy in this transaction. They're looking to make it easy for users to transact privately and fast, right? Efficient. Their mission is to create a truly private payment network that is permissionless, decentralized, and secure. And they also use Zcash's, or they will use Zcash's sapling protocol for faster shielded transactions. Actually, they are using that for faster shielded transactions, but the ARW devs have actually modified it for better performance. Sapling also allows more efficient mobile and service usage, like exchanges and things like that, of these shielded Z addresses. So we'll get into the roadmap in just a minute. Something else that they just released was their Block Explorer. This is kind of neat. It's it's the beginnings of something pretty cool. Whenever you have a Block Explorer, and you're able to use this for different features within the ecosystem, so to speak. You can use it from mobile. You can use it I don't mean like access it, but the data here is important for growing the system. So we're going to look at this a little bit later as well. But I just want to point out that this is new. They just released it, so fairly new. And as far as what is going on with the program or the project, the road ahead, they are working on a mobile app. Now this was a little bit confusing to me. If you jump back to their roadmap here, okay, so if you go to Q3 2019, that was the quarter that just passed. Mainnet launch, mining pool launch, check. Mining pool, mining guide, check. Website launch, check. Desktop wallet, check. Okay. And here's another thing. They probably should update this to where there's not a check if it's not completed. But that's just a personal observation of mine. Whenever I see that, I'm like, I really would want to know, like at a glance, it would be nice to know what they consider to be done and what's not, right? So I should be able to go into the roadmap and just look and see, is there a check there? No? Okay, so they're working on that. But in this case, it's kind of like, oh, all this stuff is done? All this stuff is done over here too? So they're way ahead, right? That's just personal preference there. Anyway, so if you look right here, you see a mobile app launch. And I asked one of the community members what that meant, and it seems like it might be a kind of a mistake where they meant mobile wallet. Maybe, I don't know. Don't hold me to that. I'm just saying that it looks like there might be a mistake here. Although there was some talk of a possible DEX, like a mobile DEX, decentralized exchange, but it would strike me as really odd, although it would be super cool, for a small project that just started off to somehow have a working DEX, a mobile DEX. That would be remarkable, right? If that was to happen, because normally something like that would come like way later. You know, because you look at what's going on here. They've got Q1 of 2020, the mobile wallet launch for iOS and Android. So what is the difference between the mobile wallet and the mobile app? So I'm trying to figure that out. If anyone knows, you can throw it in the comments below if you know for sure, or if y'all are talking about it in the chat, that would be cool too, if y'all know what that means. But anyway, let's get on with it here. So they're looking at this mobile app or mobile wallet. I do believe that the actual next thing that they're working on is mobile wallet, not mobile app. They're looking at trust wallet and hardware wallet integration, a web wallet. They want to have one merchant accepting Arrow. Now I would caution on this one right here. I would say that, you know, they can't have the gas station at the corner, you know, in their neighborhood accepting Arrow and call that good, right? You know, this needs to be a significant merchant to actually be, you know, put a check mark next to this, in my opinion. I wouldn't say that something super small would, like if for example, let's say that one of the devs runs their own website, and then that is what they mark off as one merchant that accepts Arrow, right? That wouldn't look, that's not a good look. So they're going to have that be a significant merchant, in my opinion. And then they're also looking at mining services integration. I think that means within the wallet, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Mining services integration. I would have to look it up. I'd have to ask them, see what's going on with it. And then some other things that they've got going on. They're looking to get 1,000 wallet downloads in the beginning of next year. Seems like a achievable goal, I would imagine. I don't know how many people they have on their like Twitter and all that stuff, but this is I mean, it's on my list, my top 10 list. It's number 8, I think. And you know, not that they're in like total amount, like a real order or anything, but it's there because of the potential, the privacy thing, because it is a privacy coin, and you guys know how I like those. I just looked into it, and I thought that it was interesting, and that's why I kind of made it to my list. It is brand new though. I mean, you see that it launched in Q3, so just in the past 3 months. So just keep that in mind as you look into this. But I would follow them on Twitter, follow them on, you know, get in their Discord and kind of hang out and check them out and see what they're all about. I think it's a good project. So let's look at some mining details. If we go over to coin calculators, they're not on what to mine, but they are on coin calculators. So you can see most of the mining details right here. They have about 45-second block times, which is actually 3 times faster than Zcash. So they're trying to be a little bit quicker with the blocks so that the transactions can go through a little bit quicker. And Arrow also uses an updated version of Equihash called Equihash Heavy, or 1927. And the minimum VRAM that's required for that is 2.5 gig, and that the reason for that, one of the reasons is, you know, obviously to allow room to perform and do the calculations, but also to limit ASIC miners and FPGAs from being able to easily hop on the network and start hashing away and you know, causing the difficulty to go through the roof and stuff like we saw with Raven. Yeah, so it's Equihash Heavy 1927. The max supply is 210 million. The circulating supply right now is about 12,228,000, somewhere around there. And the block reward is actually 70. I think it says, does it have that on here? I don't see it on there anywhere. Block reward. I thought it was on here. That's weird. Anyway, so the block reward is currently 70. They were getting ready in an update. They were getting ready to implement the step down to lower reward, but they ran into a little bit of a problem, so they're going to stay at 70 until that problem is fixed. But there are some mandatory wallet updates. So if you actually have Arrow wallet, like the desktop wallet or the command line interface, the Silly wallet, you need to upgrade because it's not going to work. I launched mine after this was a requirement. I launched my old because it's been a while since I've covered Arrow. I mean, I launch the wallet every now and then just to sync it, so it's not. I don't think it's way out of date, but it wouldn't even launch. It would get like it was starting to read the blockchain and do some stuff, but then it would just close down and crash. So I don't know if that was because of the update or the requirement. I don't know for sure, but it seems like that's the case. But the wallet updates are actually going to implement some security enhancements, some synchronization efficiencies. They're going to improve that. And they're also going to prepare for the Blossom network upgrade, which is the third Zcash network upgrade that they'll be implementing as well. I think that's sometime in December, if I'm not mistaken. So I think probably what we should do is... Oh yeah, I had this up just to show you the block times and how they're a little bit, they vary. It's adjustable, right? So 45 seconds roughly. And then, so I think the best thing we should do first anyway is probably update our wallet. So I don't think I have Arrow over here. No. All right, so I have a shortcut on my other desktop here, and I think I'm not even going to try to launch it because last time I did, it crashed. So I think what I'll do is, hey, what's up, Chubby? I think what I'll do is me bring up my file explorer and we will look into this real quick. Because I definitely need to get this wallet updated because of those security features, and plus it won't even synchronize right now. So I've got several. Actually, yeah, my wallet's not in here, but this is the file. So if you see Arrow, then that's talking about the command line interface, and if you see Quiver, that's talking about the desktop, the regular desktop wallet, Qt wallet, I think is what they would call it. So I'm not going to launch this, but what we need to do is we need to go over to their website. And remember, you always want to go off of the official source for wallets. Don't let someone send you a wallet link in a Discord or anything like that. Even the devs are not going to do that. They'll send you this link, but they're not going to send you off to some weird website to get some custom wallet, So just keep that in mind. You're not gonna get over on it. So you really need to use the source, the proper source, the validated source for the wallet download. And I don't know if they provide. I don't know if Arrow provides hashes so that you can verify the files or not. We'll look into that in a minute. But so we're gonna click on Get the Wallet. And it does take us out to the GitHub, and you can't really see that over there. Goes down here. So you can see the GitHub right here, and if I click there, then I mean we know that that GitHub is right, but like we saw with Raven, you know, if there was just one character in here that's different, like if you just added an S to the end of arrow chains and then basically forked these folders, then you could make it look just like this. So that's why it's important to get to this point from a trusted source such as their website. So I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore, but just, you know, just realize how important that is, because you don't want to get any malicious software on your computer and then lose all your crypto and then you're in bad shape, right? All right, so if we scroll down here, and this was the link from their website, right? But if you look at this, it's kind of not really where you need to be, because it's talking about compiling and some older, this is all like old information here. I believe whenever they first launched, you had to compile your own wallet and stuff. So, but if you click on arrow chain, this top level here, and if you go out to where it says arrow wallet, this is the, I think that's the right one. Let's see. No, that's the one we were just at. So if you go over here and you click on arrow, that is the thing. That's weird. I think you have to click on arrow and then click on the releases button right here. And then this is where you'll see, and this is actually the command line interface. This is not, yeah, whenever you see arrow, that's the command line interface. If you see arrow wallet, so let's go back over there. I know this is a little bit confusing, but let's go back to arrow wallet. And then on here, if we go to releases, then we're gonna see, and this is super confusing, and it looks like they were rushing a little bit here. I don't know why it says mandatory update for new silly wallet, because if you look right here, it actually says Quiver. So Quiver is the graphical user interface wallet, the GUI wallet. So this is the one we want, and if you look down through here, you can kind of tell that that's what it should be, right? But it looks like they were just rushing because the problems that they were having. So don't fault them for that, but it is 0.1.6, and just don't let this confuse you as to that this isn't the right one, right? So we're gonna grab Quiver version 0.1.6. You can kind of compare it to the previous ones with what they did. You know, all the different updates and stuff. So this one doesn't have, yeah, and actually this one doesn't even have the actual updates, because it should say something like, what was it? Security feature updates, security enhancements, sync efficiencies, and then preparing for the Blossom network upgrade is probably what it should say right here. But I'm confident that this is the right one, and that, you know, because I got here from their website, so I'm sure that this is right. So I'm going to download the 64-bit version of Quiver. Okay. I think I just have to extract that. I'm just right clicking on it, extract. I'm going to browse to my folders, my wallet folder. I think this is right. So all I have up is basically, you know, I clicked browse and then told it where I want to extract it. So it's wallets, arrow, and then wallet. So I'm going to choose that wallet, or that folder. So it looks like this. Then I'm going to extract. Now, what you should do before you do this actually is probably back up your folder. I would probably do a complete backup of the whole folder, the whole wallet folder. At a minimum, you know, inside of that folder, you actually have your wallets. So you would grab the, let me go in here real quick. Actually, no, the way that they do it by default, okay, the way that mine is set up, I don't know if it's by default. Your wallet and your blockchain is actually in your app data folder. That's right. Okay, so where I'm extracting this is only the executables for the wallets. It looks like this. So you got the command line interface, the daemon, transactions, and the actual graphical user interface wallet right here. All right, so let's click extract. Probably going to want to overwrite. It says it has 2 of them. It's probably going to be Quiver and ARW. Those will be the 2 files. So I'm going to replace the files in the destination. So if we look at, we got client, okay, so it was an update to only, oh wait, here we go. So it was an update to ARW, the daemon, and the quiver.exe, and I'm just looking at the date right here. Date modified. So see this executable here and this one here, the command line interface wallet was not updated. So it's not a part of this update. So you have to do that separately if you use the command line interface. All right, so from here, we should be able to double click on Quiver to launch it. And it should come up, if everything is right, then it should come up and prompt us like, hey, you know, this could be malicious software, you know, the Windows Defender stuff. So I'm gonna double click on it. We should get that little pop-up. There we go. Smart screen. And it's going to do this for pretty much anything that you download for crypto. Any wallets, you know, any type of daemons and all that stuff. It's going to do this every time. And then we're going to run anyway. Now what I noticed right off the bat is up here it says 0.1.5. But I believe that it should be 0.1.6. But again, they had some problems today that probably has them kind of rushing. It says it's syncing. I like the green check mark over here. That's kind of a good sign. But I do have a ways to go for to get synced. So I'm just going to let that rock in the background here. I'll go ahead and pull this address here. Because while we're waiting on that, we might as well... Oh shoot. Why did I exit out of that? We might as well look at mining it, I guess. Let me check the chat, see what y'all are up to. Absolutely nothing. Typical Monday. I think whenever football starts, it seems to, like, I don't know, people watching this stuff at 9:30 on a Monday night. Probably not that many people. Most people are watching football. I get it. It's tough competition. Alright, so I'm going to let that go. Actually, let me check and see if it's got any type of... I don't know if I can see... I'm not totally familiar with this wallet, but... Probably should be a little bit more. Okay, right here it shows connection 7, that's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so because of this right here where it says you are currently not mining, I kind of think that, remember earlier we were talking about that integrated miner? It seems like maybe that's what they're talking about, is inside of the wallet. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to create me a new shortcut. Yeah, that's what I was thinking whenever I was saying that, Shuby. I was like, you know what I do? I have a couple of screens here, so I'll have the game, you know, football on one screen and whatever on the other, and just have the game like muted, you know, so I can listen to whatever else I want to watch. All right, so let's get out of there. I guess it would probably still work. Yeah, it's already had a shortcut to it. It's pointing to the same thing, so. Get rid of that. All right, got that. Okay. Yeah, and I already have flight sheets and stuff set up for this, for Arrow and HiveOS, but we can go through it again real quick. We need to add a wallet, but I already have one somewhere in here. But we'll go through the steps of adding another one. I thought I had it. Guess I didn't copy it. We'll go to flight sheets. So we created the wallet already. In the coin name, wallet, use the one that we created, which is that one right there. And for pools, there's none listed in here because Arrow isn't like integrated inside of HiveOS yet. So we'll go over to, let's go with mining pool stats.stream. Uh-oh. Down? Well, let's go to Ice Mining. I think they support Arrow. There they are. I've got the strings for Gminer, MiniZ, and LOL Miner. You would use Gminer and MiniZ on NVIDIA and LOL Miner on AMD. And I think Arrow did have a problem. You know, see right here where everything dropped off, but now they're back up and running. All right, and that's whenever they had the problem with the whatever they were trying to implement, and then the wallet upgrades was happening right through here. They're like, okay, we released them, get back up. So, all right, cool. We're going to use Gminer, looks like. Let's just go ahead and start filling out our little documentation here. I don't know if the actual coin name is Arrow Chain or if it's just Arrow, but I know that their website is Arrow Chain, I think. So it's actually Equihash heavy. Do it like that. The block times were 45 seconds. All this grayed out stuff is just kind of nice to know, nice to have info. But the non-grayed out items, the white items, are probably stuff you really will have to have in order to successfully mine it. So for the pool, we'll go with Ice Mining. If I can find it. We're going to be using Gminer, so I'll grab this one. Actually, yeah, so we'll just do this, and then we'll go 3880 is the port. on the address that we're going to use. It's in the wallet already in HiveOS, but just for documentation purposes, let's go and grab it. Desktop wallet. Coin market cap is question mark. Market cap is question mark, I think. Not really a way of knowing right now. Volume. I don't think that there's a way to. Oh, let's go look at. I mean, yeah, there wouldn't be any volume, I don't think, because that's like trading. Max supply, we did document that, I think. That's 220, is it 21 million or 210 million? I forget, 210 million. There's not what to mine, but there is coin calculators. Bitcoin Talk announcement thread. You can get that from over here as well. Not real busy over here. There's still only 6 pages. June 19 of 2019. Again, this is just for documentation purposes. Most of this is not really needed. It's good to have. Must have closed that website. Not really a mining help website. I would say hit up their Discord, which you can get to that from the website. If you go to arrowchain.io and go to social media over here, then you have all their social medias right here, and Discord is one of them. I think that they're pretty active in Discord, probably more than the other ones. So I think that's their primary contact social media there. And then for AMD, you would use LOL Miner. And for NVIDIA, you would use Gminer, or what was it, MiniZ, I think? So something like that. Save that. Let's head back over to HiveOS. Light sheet. I think I'd already started this, but I went back, didn't I? We'll have to do it again. So we're going to have to choose configure a miner because it doesn't have one pre-configured for us. So we're going to use this. We'll use a NVIDIA rig first. So we'll use Gminer. Setup miner config. 192.7 Equihash heavy. Should be able to use the. I don't know why it started doing this. Because now, if you don't jump down there super fast, you won't get it. So probably be able to use those 2 variables, the wallet and the worker name. And then also for the pool server, we have to actually put it in there manually. We're going to grab this right here. We'll have to split up the port because the port has its own field over here. Just take 3880 and put it over there. Like that. Remove it from here. Password. Let's go with C equals ARW. Kind of get the feeling that that's kind of a good practice. I don't know if it matters on this pool or not. I can't remember. It seems like it does. We can go and check my other flight sheet. But for extra config arguments, I think we need to set the personalization string. And I'm going to forget what it is for arrow chain, but I think, let's go to ice mining and see if it has it over there, because I forget. Yeah, here it is. Arrow proof of work. Now, here's the thing. This is case sensitive, so you have to make sure that you put it in there correctly. So it'll look like that. If you use like an uppercase O, it's not going to work. It has to be lowercase. And then there's lots of other parameters in here that we could put, but just for this, just to get up and running, I think this is going to work out just fine. Let's click on Apply Changes. We'll give it a name of Arrow YouTube, and then create flight sheet. All right, so now let's go back to workers. And we're going to use this rig right here. This is the NVIDIA rig, little 6 GPU rig. So we'll assign that flight sheet to, it needs to upgrade as well. Might do that after. So we'll click on Arrow, the one that we just created, so that we can filter it, because otherwise we would get a really long list. It will look like this. So if you click on it, you can filter it. And in this case, it looks like this is the one I just created. Click Apply. Now, I don't know if you heard it or not, but the rig shut down, or it didn't shut down, but the miner shut off, so all the GPU's fans slowed down quite a bit. With this, we can watch the miner, you know, it shut down, and then it's got a, oh, you know what, this one, it's probably just updating the miner with the new version. That's probably what's happening here, because I haven't used Gminer in quite some time. So there's definitely been an update here. All right, so it looks like we are up and running. There is accepted shares, so that's good. We can go out to the pool. Since we have accepted shares, we should be able to go right to the pool and check and make sure that things are looking right. So if we go to ice mining and then go to, let me pull this down a little bit. You can see the whole screen here. All right, so if we go to wallet and then we paste in our address that we're mining to and then click submit, it should have a little bit of data for us, and it does. 22 pending. Looks like I've got it set to minimum of 50. I believe that's something that you can do with the, I want to say you can set it with the password field. I think that that's the way this one works. I would have to really look into that, but I think you can do that. So it looks like maybe the default, or the last time I was mining, it looks like it was set to 50. And some of this might have been actually sitting on the pool for a while. Like maybe I switched over and was mining something else. I can't imagine that I've accumulated 22 already. Yeah, see right here. This is like the last 20. So I must have had some sitting on the pool. So right here is what I've earned in the last 24 hours. It's not even one yet. So all right, so that's looking good for Arrow. Let's go back to HiveOS, do a little refresh so that looks right. Looks like we're mining at 169 souls. So then if we go to coin calculator and we plug that in, was it 169? Power on this rig, let's look it up real quick. See what it's pulling at the wall. So this is Kessel. This is probably not going to focus or anything for you guys, but let me see if I can. All right, so let me see if I can get this focused right quick. Nope. Not gonna focus. All right, if I hit like maybe all the defaults on here, it might. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right, so anyway, we'll go to energy. This is the CASA app, those smart plugs with energy monitoring. I'm gonna go down here, go to energy, and then like right here you can see it is 725 watts, and that's at the wall. So then we can plug that into the calculator here, 725 watts, and that's again, that's at the wall, the entire system. My cost is 11 cents per kilowatt hour. Yours may vary. So for just looking at it, we'll just do 0. And then calculate. See what we come up with. What did I do wrong? Oh. Maybe because there's no... Yeah, this might not work. Because there's no exchanges or anything to compare it to. Maybe if I put, yeah, see, it's not going to tell us anything because they're not on an exchange. So plus it's not even listed to low volume, 24-hour volume, which it won't have any volume if it's not on an exchange. So all right, I was getting a little bit ahead of myself. There is not a way of doing this. I forget that it is brand new and that this stuff is not available for it. I mean, it's nice that they've added it to the calculator, but there's nothing to compare it to. There's no API set up for it to grab the information or anything. So that's what we're looking at here. And that makes sense. All right, so if we go look over here, not a way of really determining any type of value because it's not on exchange. So we just have to, this is like spec mining 101 right here. And this is not moving. From what I could tell, it's not moving, but and look at the last number here. 46. So we might actually have a problem with this wallet. Might have to like delete the blockchain and let it sync again or do a resync on it. But it does concern me up here where it says 0.1.5. I'd have to look into this a little bit further. But I'm gonna shut it down for now. Not worry about it for the moment. And I think that is going to do it for me. I think I'm going to call it a night. So I'm gonna get this rig back on Raven. Actually, I'm gonna do the upgrade. Do the upgrade to the other rig as well. Then I'm going to assign the Raven back to it. Raven flight sheet. I will probably stay on Raven for the month, most likely at least. I don't like to change it too often. I usually try to stay on whatever I'm mining, I'll stay on it for at least a month. Usually. Alright, so that one's back up and running on Raven. Doesn't have, oh, I cleared the messages. I should have looked at the messages to make sure that the upgrade went, but it normally if it doesn't, then it'll show up here like, hey, it needs an upgrade. So because it's not, then that's probably a good thing. It does that too initially too until the fans start kicking up, and then it'll be all right. You might have to throw that one another reboot. We'll see. It does that occasionally. I think that happens whenever I do a update and reassigning the flight sheet. I just rebooted it again. Let's see what happens here. That's going to disconnect. You mean on Hive OS? It's in there already. There's nothing you really have to do on Hive if you are using NVIDIA, the NVIDIA drivers and NVIDIA GPUs. I think the whole rig has to be NVIDIA for it to work because we found out the other day, I can't remember who brought it up, but it was a really great point. The NVIDIA Hive OS load, if you're using NVIDIA drivers only, then it actually boots up Hive OS into the GUI interface, and that's what allows VNC to work. If it's not going up into the GUI interface, and you saw that, you can see it whenever you get into, let me see if it's back up yet here. Yeah, whenever you get into it like this, you're actually looking at the desktop, and you can see the icons down here at the bottom. Well, whenever it's in full AMD mode, there's no NVIDIA GPUs in there. I don't know how it acts whenever it's mixed. I don't know. I would assume that maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say because I don't know for sure. But if you go into AMD only, then this won't be available. So it does not load VNC whenever you have AMD GPUs. Alright, so this looks good. I just launched the miner again. This is back on Raven. Let's do a refresh here, see if everything's cooled off. Nope, still kind of running hot. I'm confident that they're going to the fans are going to spin up and it'll cool it back off. It's a little bit warm in the room, but not too bad. It's 90 in here. That's probably why. All right, so I think that's going to do it for me. It's a little late. I got to go to work in the morning, so I don't know if I'm going to watch football or not. It's probably still on, right? Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I will see you guys tomorrow night, probably same time and all that. Don't know what I'm going to cover. Tonight was kind of weird because all day I was really struggling to find something to even talk about. And I realized, then I started seeing some stuff come across about AION, and I'm like, oh, I haven't talked about AION in a while, so I'll go ahead and do that. So that's cool. It was nice to revisit because, you know, they've done all these different updates, so it actually worked out really well. Plus, they had that little problem today, which kind of worked out as well too, because we were able to update the wallet. But I will tweet, or maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow night if I get this wallet working, because it seems like there's still some problems. Like I was saying, the version didn't match. It looked weird on the GitHub, you know, like the title wasn't right and all that stuff. So I don't know what's going on. We'll see. But I will talk to y'all tomorrow, same time and all that stuff, I would imagine. I kind of want to do some Rio content, but I don't know. We'll see. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Everybody stay savage.